Robert De Niro doesn't grant many interviews. Let's face it, he doesn't have to. But on the rare occasion that he does, arguably one of the finest screen actors of his generation famously finds himself at a loss for words.
When people come up to you and describe you as a legend, how does that sit with you?
I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I'm flattered, but it's, I don't know.
And there it is, a deflection born not out of arrogance, but out of a belief that he, Robert De Niro, was nothing more than...
I was lucky.
Lucky?
I'm lucky that I have whatever I have that makes me have a successful career, if you will.
It's got to be a little more than luck, because the amount of work that you would put into characters...
Well, then I'm lucky I have the drive to do the work. But you're always lucky.
Come on, Dad! What are you so up about?
His latest run-in with luck is his role in Silver Linings Playbook, alongside Bradley Cooper.
No, you just up. I don't know what that is. Are you taking the proper dosage of your medication?
Am I taking the right dose? Of course I am.
De Niro plays Pat Solitano Sr., an obsessive-compulsive, die-hard Philadelphia Eagles fan who struggles to deal with his even more obsessive and mentally unstable son.
I want to do everything I can to help you get back on your feet. That's the whole point. Yeah.
It's a performance that's earned him his 7th Oscar nomination, De Niro's first in 21 years.
Does this one mean anything more just because it's been so long since you've gotten a nomination?
No, actually, I was surprised that it was so long. I can account for all the things and all the time and everything, but I can't. But there it is. It's like so many years ago.
It was 1981 when De Niro last took home an Oscar for his portrayal of the real-life world middleweight champion, Jake LaMotta, in Raging Bull. His dedication to the role was both emotional and physical. He went from this to this, gaining some 60 pounds.
What are you worried about? What's the biggest thing you got to worry about?
You're worried about the weight.
You worried about the weight?
What are we arguing about for? I just said the weight.
That must have not been particularly comfortable.
It wasn't. The first 15, 20 is, you know, and you eat and overindulge, to say the least. And then after that, it's just pure drudgery work.
How did you do it?
I just kept, we set a time of about 3 or 4 months. Whatever I could get to it, 4 months would be what it is. So that's what it was, 60 pounds.
It wasn't the first time he'd gone above and beyond for a role. In Taxi Driver, for which he was also nominated for Best Actor, he actually applied for and got a New York cabbie license to better understand his part.
So how much were you driving around in a cab?
I was driving around the city, you know, all over.
Picking up people?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
He was so immersed in troubled Travis Bickle that when director Martin Scorsese told him to improvise this scene, the result became one of the most quoted movie lines of all time.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
You never know what you do that could be totally out of left field, which actually might work and give something fresh to the whole scene, to the character, whatever. If you have that with a director who then knows what to shape it in, either in the direction in the moment or in the editing, then that's good.
And do you
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
For his Oscar-winning role as the young Vito Corleone in The Godfather 2, De Niro took Marlon Brando's character one step further. He learned a Sicilian dialect. In the entire film, De Niro barely speaks a word of English.
How difficult was that?
Well, it's very difficult. You know, I only learned the pieces that I had to for the scenes, because to learn those pieces and try and speak it with the proper accent, inflections, blah, 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 you have to practice a lot. It's just practice.
It all started in 1943, when he was born to parents Virginia Admiral and Robert De Niro Sr. in Greenwich Village, New York. Both were accomplished painters. His father, a figurative artist, had his works celebrated in galleries all across the country.
No, my father was an artist since he was, I think, 5. Well, he's very particular that they were hung right, and put up right. You know, that's...
Dozens of his father's paintings adorn the walls of De Niro's restaurants in New York. He's even kept his father's art studio, the same as the day he died.
Yes, I have kept it. Yeah.
Pretty much exactly the way
Yeah.
it was. Why is that?
Because I wanted the kids to know who their grandfather was. I just felt it was important.
He wants the world to know more about his father, too. He's currently working on this documentary, set to air later this year.
It was the real thing. All his work, I can't not but make sure that it's held up and remembered.
Unlike his father, De Niro Jr. never picked up a paintbrush. Instead, he focused on a canvas of a different sort, the silver screen.
You were imitating other actors to your mom when you were pretty young?
I'm not sure if I did that. I don't know, but my mother thought I was very funny. People say you're funny, so
From an early age?
yeah.
The first thing that you did was what?
The Wizard of Oz, The Cowardly Lion, which is when I was 10.
Think about that for a moment. The man who brought us Al Capone in The Untouchables,
Where he breathes. I want you to find this Nancy boy Elliot Ness. I want him dead. I want his family dead.
and wise guy James Conway in Goodfellas,
Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
started out as the Cowardly Lion. Maybe Shy Lion, though, is more apt.
And I had read that getting up in front of people and performing was a tough thing at first.
It's not that easy for me, but you do it.
Were you shy?
Part of me is shy, I guess, you know. So, you know, the old story with actors, they're shy, they get behind a character, they play, you know, there's truth to that.
He didn't only hide behind the heavy roles. De Niro eventually took his mom's advice and tried being funny.
I'm ready.
You don't hear the word no very often, do you?
I hear it all the time, only it's more like, no, please, no, no.
He turned his mob boss persona on its head in Analyze This.
You know what I do when I'm mad, Paul? I hit a pillow. Just hit the pillow. See how you feel. Feel better?
Yeah, I do.
And he set the bar for a crazy father-in-law alongside Ben Stiller and the Fokker clan.
All right, now look, Fokker. I'm a patient man. That's what 19 months in a Vietnamese prison camp will do to you. But I will be watching you, studying your every move. And if
While they
I
were a
find
commercial success,
you were
some
trying to
critics
corrupt
lamented that
my firstborn
they were
child,
trivial
I will
roles
bring you down,
beneath
baby.
an actor of
I will
his
bring you down to
stature.
Chinatown.
That's fine. They can criticize whatever, and they could be right. I want to do those things. You can't please everybody all the time, or even part of the time.
He remains a busy man, investing in restaurants, a hotel, not to mention running the Tribeca Film Festival. But at the moment, there seems little that brings De Niro quite as much joy as his one-year-old daughter with his wife, Grace Hightower.
She's so adorable. You just look at her, and it's all there. There's nothing else matters.
Films still matter, though, and as he approaches his 70th birthday, there's plenty he still wants to do.
You said that you want to do, if you can, you'd like to do at least 2 more films with Martin Scorsese?
At least 2, make it even number 10. That's my obsessive compulsiveness.
Or
Maybe that's just what he calls luck.
when you look back over your career, did you change anything? I mean, do you feel like you've...
I'm really okay. I have no complaints. Knock on wood. That's my little thing.
Robert De Niro's lucky charms have left legions of fans feeling charmed to have watched.
I'll tell you one more thing. You got an all-out prize fight, you wait till the fight's over, one guy's left standing, and that's how you know who won.